man, that's cat. And if he was getting paid, if he was getting paid what he say he was getting paid, Devin Haney offered him, from my understanding, they offered him like 8 million, right? To fight for undisputed. And then you got our fight. We fighting for a vacant title. It's WBC. It's big. You know what I mean? But a vacant title, and then everything in his favor. You know what I mean? All I asked for was an extra little, and they couldn't give me that. But if he what he told me he was getting paid, if he was getting paid that, he capping about a whole lot. He capping about the money with Devin, what he said he was getting paid, and all that. You know what I mean? That's cap.
Weird.
Cause niggas is pussy.
What happened with Frank Martin?
He pussy, he's a bitch. He's a bitch. That nigga's a straight bitch. I never seen nobody more bitch made than Frank Martin. Frank Martin is the most bitchest nigga in the world.
First of all, where did they get this number from? Shakur Stevenson getting $8 million to fight Devin Haney, which is 25%. Well, it's supposed to be 25%. That would mean Devin Haney will get $24 million for fighting Shakur Stevenson. That is cap. Devin Haney is not a cash cow like that. Stevenson said himself, if I can make $8 million for fighting Devin Haney for undisputed, I would jump at it. So we know that was cap. And he made this statement on $1 million worth of game that there was no $8 million fighting Devin Haney. Second, Frank Martin agreed to everything. In the midnight hour, he started getting cold feet. He wanted more money to fight Shakur Stevenson because maybe he thought this was his last big payday. If I'm Frank Martin, I'm making 4 times I would make in any fight before this. I'm taking the offer, and if I beat Shakur Stevenson, there'll be more money. The bottom line is this: Frank Martin agreed to terms, then he backed out and he wanted more money. That tells me right there he wasn't confident that he would beat Shakur Stevenson. Regardless how you slice it and dice it, and whatever comes out of his mouth, it's still a duck.
It's 3 fights, and you would think that the natural thing would be they're kind of building up. David has to beat Andrade first, which is a
maybe
big
Errol
challenge.
Spence. Maybe Errol Spence.
After the performance he had against Crawford?
Yeah, but I mean, they talk about the weight. I don't know. Could be anybody. Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised, really. Oh.
This is why I commend Errol Spence, because he didn't have to fight Terrence Crawford. That Terrence Crawford fight was not in Al Haymon's cards. Al Haymon wanted Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman at 154, then move up and fight Canelo in a 3-fight deal. And Eddie Hearn believes that fight is still in a 3-fight deal. He believes Canelo will take on the Charlo brothers, and he says it's not written in stone. Even though Mauricio Suleiman says Benavidez will become the mandatory, Eddie Hearn believes it's not written in stone that will be the 3rd fight, even though it should be the 3rd fight. He believes Errol Spence is still in the mix. And we all know Errol Spence has activated his rematch clause. Still, some people believe, and some people are experts of boxing, believe that fight will not take place. Instead, they try to rebuild Spence up, and he will be the 3rd fight of Canelo's deal. Now, I don't believe that. I don't even think Canelo should fight Jamal. I don't think Jamal's going to be ready. I think he should fight Benavidez, and then after that, it's up to him. Eddie Hearn believes he will not fight Crawford because Crawford is not a PBC favorite. They do not like Crawford. They don't consider Crawford a part of the PBC. Crawford has one more fight, and he's out. And you probably say to yourself, Mauricio Suleiman said that Benavidez will be a mandatory in March 2024. So Canelo has no choice but to fight him. But you know how these sanctioning bodies work. I don't think it's all about money. Canelo is a cash cow. I do not believe Mauricio Suleiman will strip him if he goes another route. Now, me personally, I don't see how Errol Spence gets a Canelo fight after the performance with Terrence Crawford. especially when there's two bigger fights out there with David Benavidez and Terrence Crawford. Two fights that would do huge numbers. And there's fights that everybody want to see. I mean, at this point, after this defeat, the type of defeat that Errol Spence has faced, no one is asking for a Canelo Alvarez Errol Spence fight at this moment. I mean, some people are not even interested in a Terrence Crawford Errol Spence rematch. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about Eddie Hearn's comments. Also, what do you think about the Frank Martin interview? That he admit to ducking Shakur Stevenson because he wanted more money after he agreed with the deal. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.